Hello everyone, it is Divine Feminine's Day, which makes me super happy because if you've been hanging out on our channel for very long, you know that Divine Feminine's reading is my favorite reading to give. I just love giving this reading to you guys because you guys are my favorite. I will admit, I'm a little tiny bit biased toward the Divine Feminine. I mean, why wouldn't I be? You're extraordinary. Even if you don't know you're extraordinary yet, you are extraordinary. It is in your nature to be that way because you are going through this awakening process, which is not for the faint of heart. You have to be a total badass to go through the dark night of the soul, to walk through those flames of ego death, and to come out the refined phoenix on the other side. I mean, seriously. Come on, you guys. Do not sell yourself short. I will never sell you guys short. I know how incredible you are. I know what it's like to go through the journey that you guys are going through. And I'm not done with it. It's not like I'm to the other side and I've, completed something. We're all still in it together. But, we're all in different places in this journey, and we're all here to walk each other through it, to help each other through it, which is why it's such an honor to be here with you guys and to do these readings. And I'm so grateful for your support. So is Cam. So is Brent. We really, truly are blessed to be on this path with you. I learned so much from you, and I'm so grateful. Your first card just fell out. And so this is your current situation, Divine Feminine. Divine Feminine's current situation. Let's see what we've got here. So it looks like my Divine Feminines, the ones that are kind of going through this right now and might be more attracted to this reading than others, are the ones that are still probably pretty heavily in the dark night of the soul. You have the Star card in reverse right now. And so depression, anxiety, feeling abandoned, kind of feeling like your dreams and your hopes, have been let down. It seems like you're just in a place where you're not really seeing that positive side of life. You know that it's there. You've experienced it before, but you've just somehow started to feel like you've lost touch with that, or that you don't know how to gain that back again, or to recover and be back in that space of feeling, whole and happy. Here, your cup is so full that it's overflowing, and you're, replenishing and giving back to all around you. Right here, your cup is empty and you're trying to find a way to fill it back up again. But don't despair, Divine Feminine. The thing is, yeah, you might be going through this right now, but this is temporary. This is temporary, okay? This is part of the process of getting us back into this place. Right here, you're filling your cup up, right? And sometimes we have to go through these difficult periods of time in order to get to this place again where we can give back and feel like we're standing in our power. But if you notice, just like anything else in this world, the two are one, okay? Because if you look at this card, as she fills up her cup so that she can get to that place right here where she's overflowing and able to give back, the water that she's dumping out is what fuels the recovery of this. And so the two are one. Everything is always a symbiotic thing. We live in duality, so it seems like two, right? These cards, and I love these cards for that reason. These cards are my tarot of opposition. And I love them because they represent duality. And life is duality. We're all here experiencing duality. Up, down, left, right, hot, cold, back and forth, night, day, divine feminine, divine masculine. Everything represents as two, right? You've got even that, especially in the twin flame dynamic, which is what we're really, really learning right now. Everything has a symbiotic relationship to what you would look at as its opposite. And there's two sides of every coin. If you drop a coin on, say this is a coin, and you drop it and it's, tails up or heads up, you don't see the other side necessarily, but that doesn't mean that the other side doesn't exist. It's always available to us. So if it lands tails up, head side still exists. It's still available to us. It's just not within our perception at that time. And so transmuting and alchemizing and transcending the mind gives us the ability to see both sides of the coin simultaneously. A coin is valuable no matter which side lands up. If it's tails up or heads up, that coin is still valuable. Okay? So it's the same thing with everything else in life. There's value to both sides. So where you're at right now, even though it may feel painful, it is bringing you to this place. And this place, this part of you that already exists and always has, which you feel out of touch with right now, only because it's not in your perceptual awareness, is exactly what's healing you simultaneously. So you're always being brought back to balance, Divine Feminine, always being brought back to balance. And that's what this journey is showing you, is how you do it, how it works, so that you can do it on demand. Okay? That's the beauty of the Divine Feminine. You are the conscious creator in the twin flame dynamic. You just were not aware of this until now. So Divine Feminine, what are your challenges? What are the challenges that Divine Feminine is facing? Well, you've got 9 of Pentacles in reverse. You're overworked. You've got a lot of jealousy, feelings of jealousy and frustration. You are definitely in a place where you are feeling maybe some financial setbacks too, which is why you're working so hard. But there is a lot of jealousy going on with you. And jealousy can manifest in a lot of different ways to make it even hard for us to identify as jealousy, or identify the patterns as jealousy patterns. But you may be feeling a lot of jealousy towards something that's going on in the karmic situation of your Divine Masculine. And I want you to know that it's okay. It's okay. Pay attention and listen to the mind, listen to your emotions, but don't identify with them. Notice that they're there. Be the observer and the witness. Stay present in who you are and watch the mind and watch the emotions. They're going to reveal a lot to you about why they're there. And the fact that they're painful and uncomfortable doesn't necessarily mean, again, that they're not valuable. They're valuable, right? Regardless of which side you fall on, jealous or not jealous, it's valuable. It's there. It's data. It's there to show you something. Okay. The universe gives us what we need before it can give us what we want. And sometimes we have to go through certain experiences to get ourselves aligned properly with what we want, so that the universe can give us what we want and so that we can manifest what we want. Okay. So Divine Feminine, is whatever you're going through right now when it comes to that situation. I have a lot of empathy for you because I know how incredibly difficult it can be and how hard it can be to sit with these fears and emotions that rise up when it comes to our Divine Masculine. But you're not alone. You have a lot of other people who are going through this with you. We're here for you. And you're there for you, most importantly. Okay, so show up for yourself right now. And be patient with yourself and love yourself the way that you have always wanted someone else to love you. And when you do this for yourself, I'll be damned if people don't show up for you that way in return, because you attract what you are and you magnetize what you are, and you get what you give. So align yourself with what you want, okay? And that's sometimes recognizing and knowing what you don't want. And that jealousy is showing you something. It's showing you something that you need to look at, okay? What is it Divine Feminine needs to focus on? What does Divine Feminine need to focus on? All right, we got a lot of things in reverse today. Queen of Swords in reverse. Okay, so Divine Feminine, you are going through so much stuff right now. Your whole world seems to be upside down, right? Like you're on the flip side of where you want to be. And the fact that you're giving so much attention to all of these energy, or I'm sorry, the fact that you're giving so much attention to all of these negative experiences is why they kind of keep showing up for you. Now, I'm not saying it's your fault, because these things happen again to teach us and show us things about who we are so that we can align with what we want and then therefore manifest it and become conscious, powerful creators, which is what we've always been meant to be. But right now, Divine Feminine, you are going through some extraordinarily difficult stuff, and it's a purging process, okay? Your twin flame initiated you. They didn't do it consciously because it wasn't really them that initiated you, right? It was just being in their physical presence. But it was your soul that initiated you, because that's where you and your twin flame are the same, is at the level of the soul. So your soul was like, all right, it is time. Oops. It is time for Divine Feminine to wake up, because Divine Feminine is ready. So you were born for this. You were ready for this. You have ascended to the point where this is the next level. You have like leveled up into like the master's degrees. Okay. You are something special, Divine Feminine. And so all of this stuff, this negative energy, it has to get purged out. It does. And so, feeling fear and all of these things that have slowed you down and prevented you from being in alignment with what you want and getting what you want, they all need to be looked at, brought out from the shadows and into the light of your awareness, so that you can be the best version of yourself, which is for you to create and to determine. Okay, so keep going, Divine Feminine. You are doing a phenomenal job, and you really can't mess this up, even if you think that you can. And keyword think, because it's the mind that thinks, and you are not the mind. So don't get sucked into those false perceptions that the mind wants to offer you. It's offering it to you as an option, because we have lots of options, but it doesn't mean you have to take it, and it doesn't mean it's your reality. You decide, and you can change your reality in a second, in 1 second. So your next card is what is it in your past that you're leaving behind, Divine Feminine? All right, well, another card in reverse, 7 of Pentacles. But this is actually a good thing, because this is what you're leaving behind. So you're leaving all of that stuff behind. All that stuff that we just talked about that's been holding you back. This is the stuff you're leaving behind. This is exactly how it's supposed to go. This is exactly how it's supposed to happen for you, Divine Feminine. You're looking at all these things, you're growing, you're ascending, you're facing your fears, and you're transmuting them into positives, and you're transmuting your fear into love, and you're allowing this process to take place, and your mind and your body are aligning with your soul, and you're moving into that pure energy of who you really are, which is love. That's what you are at the core. You are love, and you are connected to all things, and you were born to be a creator. You just have to step into that power, because it's already yours. It's your birthright. It's what you are. We only deny ourselves through our false perceptions, our invisible prisons, and our false beliefs. But the truth of the matter is when we recognize that, we recognize our divinity, which you are recognizing, we step out of that and we step into our power, which has always been ours. It's just we forgot who we are for a period of time, and that's okay. That's part of being human. We all came here. We all chose this, and it's an incredible journey. That's what the tarot deck represents, is the hero's journey. And guess who's the hero, Divine Feminine? You're the hero. So strengths, Divine Feminine. What are your strengths? All right. Finally, an upright card. Woo! Strengths, Divine Feminine. You do not give up. You never give in. You keep going no matter how freaking hard it gets. No matter how many times life feels like it's punching you in the face, you have this ability to just get up, brush the dirt off your knees, and keep going. And that is a shining example to others that are around you. You know, sometimes it's the brightest diamonds that have the most coal built up around them. You've heard me say this before. But your brilliance is just powering through and knocking all that coal off. I mean, there's nothing that can stop you, Divine Feminine, because you are the Divine Feminine. Nothing can stop you. Time will just keep going until you are shining as brilliantly as God created you to be. And so whatever it takes, however long it takes, don't even worry or fret. It's happening for you. And you have every tool necessary in order to make it happen. Okay? And you're just going through this process of rediscovering the badass within you, which is your true twin flame. Okay? That's your true twin flame. The badass within you. It's who you really are. Badass. Yeah, badass. That's you. Talking to you, Divine Feminine. You're amazing. I think about you guys all the time. Oops. And how freaking amazing you guys are. And how blessed I am to be able to have the opportunity to talk with you guys. Near future. Divine Feminine, what is your near future? Your near future is 8 of Pentacles. 8 of Pentacles. So with 8 of Pentacles in reverse, okay, your near future, you're going to be going through and repairing a lot of the things that this period of time that you've gone through of like self-growth, the way that that's presented for you, it may seem on a surface level to others that you let some things go. But the truth is you didn't. In order to be able to save others from drowning, we first have to learn to become level and, skilled swimmers ourselves. And we need to be able to keep our own head above water. And so a boss of mine told me once that, like, he was trying to explain to me, how to be really efficient at work. And he said, sometimes people are just going and going and going, and they're working really, really, really hard, but they're not being very efficient. And so they're working really like extra, extra hard to not be able to produce that much. But they're really exerting a lot of effort. But then there's some people who, rather than doing that, they stop and take time. And so the analogy that he gave me was, 2 guys are out in the forest and they're both given a big giant pile of wood that they need to use an axe to chop. And whoever wins is the one who gets this prize. Well, the first guy, he grabs his axe and he's really strong and he just starts plowing through the wood as fast as he possibly can. Just keeps going and keeps going and keeps going. And then the other guy, he's watching this guy and he's looking at him and he's like, man, that guy's quick, right? He's bigger than me. He's quicker than me. And he starts to think to himself, how am I going to beat this guy? And so he goes, my axe is a little bit dull and so is his. I'm going to go sit down and spend an hour sharpening my axe. And so he does. And then once he's able to do that, he's able to plow through this wood so much faster because this other guy, his blade was dull. And so it took him a lot longer just to get through one. Even though he had a lot of brute strength, it took him a lot longer to get through that pile of wood. It's a similar story to the rabbit and the hare, right? Or I'm sorry, the tortoise and the hare. But if you take the time to learn how to swim and do it proficiently, you're going to be able to help a lot of other people. And so those people that are kind of like knocking you or saying, oh, you've just been depressed or, you've isolated yourself for a period of time, they don't understand what you've been going through. And they can't because they've never been through it. But don't worry about what other people think of you, Divine Feminine. You've been taking the time to learn to swim better. You've been taking the time to sharpen your axe. And because you've been able to do that and go in and refine yourself deeply within through this journey and this transformational process, you are going to be able to come out and surpass everyone who seems like they are ahead of you, okay? Because they haven't gone through this yet, and you have. And it's not about anyone being better or worse at all, because nobody's better or worse than anyone. We're all just in different places. What it's about, Divine Feminine, is you recognizing your worth, your value, and your divinity, okay? That's all that matters right now. Advice to Divine Feminine. Advice to Divine Feminine. What do we have for you? Okay. Justice in reverse. The things that you've been going through are soon going to reverse themselves because the lessons are going to be learned, okay? And in the ways that you have felt like justice wasn't served or that things were unfair toward you, those things are going to be rectified for you and restored for you. Now, the externalized mind might think, well, that means that people that have hurt me are going to get their, they're going to get theirs, and karma is going to hit these people, or, or suddenly, everything's going to, change in my life, and everybody else that was mean to me is going to get what they deserve. Okay. So that's an externalized experience. And some of that may happen because we teach each other valuable lessons. And sometimes, that does happen to people that have harmed us because they need to learn that they did. But what I think is more important is the way that this balances itself out and creates harmony within you is that, and the way that these things are resolved and restored for you is through inner alchemy. You start to learn and understand that all of the negative things that happened to you were only there to show and shine light on the truth of who you really are. Okay, and to bring you into the power and the truth of who you are, for you to claim what is rightfully yours and your divinity. It's already yours, Divine Feminine. That's not just a cute name, Divine Feminine. It's something much greater. You are divine. You are a soul. You are a soul. You are part of that Elohim. You're a part of the divinity that came down into this world to restore balance and harmony. And that's why you're going through this awakening process. The world needs you, and nobody can replace you. The universe doesn't make mistakes. God does not make mistakes. You are unique and amazing, and no one can do what you can do, which is exactly why you're here. We can't replace each other. We are not special, yet we are perfectly special. We are perfectly amazing and invaluable, yet we're all equal. Environment. What kind of environment is Divine Feminine experiencing or going to experience? All right, the environment that you're in, the people that you've been around, the jobs, these experiences, the mentality of others around you. And maybe even your own mind. There has been obsessions and addictions. Now, this has a lot to do with why you experience the dark night of the soul the way that you do. So the environment that has been around you is kind of, as a result, through law of attraction, showing you a lot of things about energies and false perceptions that you've been carrying around in subconscious mind, so that you can purge those things like we spoke about and then create the life that you want. And so though you feel chained to this and that you have no control, in all actuality, you do. You are not bound by this. You can change it at any moment. And you already are doing that. Okay, this whole process that you're going through, Divine Feminine, is all about transformation and recognizing who you are and remembering who you are. And really, because of remembering who you are, remembering who we all are. Because once we can see around our own ego and recognize our own divinity, then we can see very easily around the egos of others, which makes what they're doing and saying and thinking a whole heck of a lot less offensive, because we know that they're not in their right mind, right? I'll say that again. They're not in their right mind. Recognizing your divinity puts you in your right mind, which is in the soul, the energy of the soul, the truth of who you are at the core. And then you get out of ego, which is not your right mind. We all suffer from some sort of mind sickness until we wake up, because we are identified at the level of the mind. We don't know beyond that. So it's almost like an innocence, right? Even though we can do bad things, there's still an ignorance or an innocence behind it. The awakening is what brings you to the realization that those things were only there to teach you. So the darkness serves the light even when the darkness doesn't know it. Hopes and fears, Divine Feminine. Hopes and fears. All right. So this card represents your hopes and fears. Your fears is what came up first rather than your hopes, because it came up in the reverse. So, and this has a lot to do with the energies that you've been experiencing throughout this whole reading and recently in your life, which is why I say some of you Divine Feminines may remember this more as past energy, but some of you guys are smack dab in the middle of all of this stuff right now. So your fears have been clouding you, and your fear is that you've got, an inability to be able to transcend, an inability to be able to do this, an inability to be able to get over your twin flame, that you're never going to ascend properly, or that you're going to somehow mess this up, or you're never going to tune into your intuition. You feel like you can't figure out presence. You keep thinking that you're making all of these mistakes. But the fact that you're believing any of these thoughts is the only reason why they're manifesting, okay? As soon as you recognize that these are just illusions, that fear is just an illusion, and all the fears that you're experiencing are just illusions, then that's when you will go into your hopes, and your hopes will manifest for you, okay? There's nothing wrong with hope. Faith is your fortune, Divine Feminine. And so regardless of what the world is showing you is your quote unquote reality right now, faith is your fortune, and that's what brings you right back out of it. Okay, because it's just an illusion. All right. Haven't you ever had like a day where it was like super sunny outside and the birds are chirping and everything seems great, and you hear kids laughing in the background, but you're over there sitting grouchy on your porch or in your car, and you're like, everything sucks and I'm mad, and I'm thinking about this and thinking about that, all these things that make you angry. When you have so much around you, if you would just be present in the moment to be happy and grateful about, like you're surrounded by abundance, but you're too busy thinking about all this junk that you don't even notice it. That's why fear is an illusion. Be present, Divine Feminine, and step into your power and create the life that you want. It's yours to do so. It's yours to do with as you wish. As you wish. All right. If you guys are interested in a one-on-one with myself or Cam, the information for that is available in the description box below. We also have group memberships up on the website now. That information is also available in the description box below. And we have email a question options too. So we have quite a few different ways for you to get in touch with us and to get coaching and information that are inexpensive, and I really think you guys are going to like these group coaching calls and the packages that we've developed. We have them for people who are not interested in talking about their twin flames at all. We also have them specifically for twin flames, for people that are going through that and have a lot of questions. We know how important that is on your journey. So we have developed, our first group coaching packages for you guys. So go check those out on the website. Again, that information is in the description box below. And what is your potential outcome? Divine Feminine, potential outcome. All right, potential outcome. We're going to look at this dualistically as well. New project, new hope, new ideas, new creative future. And that's available to you right now. Or you can sit in a place of inaction and ego for a period of time longer. Sometimes we need to do that, but that's not a bad thing, you guys. Sometimes it takes, we are all on this journey and it happens for us the way that it's meant to. Some of us have more, trauma and healing that that we need to experience, trauma that we've gone through that we have to purge than others. Again, it's the most brilliant diamonds that have had to work the hardest to get that coal off, and they shine bright and amazingly. So don't worry about the fact that you may have some more stuff that you got to go through. It's a choice, really, when we come down to it, but sometimes it takes a while for us to see things with clarity. So know that all things that are happening to you are going to be showing you what that clarity is. And when you achieve that, there's no such thing as a limitation on you, Divine Feminine. The sky's not even the limit at that point. I mean, there is no such thing as a limitation on a divine soul that has descended down into this earthly form only to turn around and ascend to raise humanity with it. Okay? And that's what you're doing, Divine Feminine. That's what you're doing. You are a gift to this world. Whether you know it or not, you are a gift. I'm going to get you guys an oracle card. I'm going to use my Urban Crow Oracle today. I really like this deck. And I want to share it with you guys. Ravens are special to me. And so are crows. To me, they're kind of one and the same. Ravens are really my thing, but I kind of see crows similarly. They're just a smaller version, I guess. All right. Your card today, Divine Feminine, is Nature. Nature. Let's see what this is going to reveal to you about this journey. It is our connection to nature that fills our spirit and reunites us with divine energy. Living in a city full of concrete buildings, it can feel as though Mother Nature resides so far away. But she is here in the grass that sprouts up in the cracks on the sidewalk, in the overgrown empty lots, in the birds that mingle with us in the park. All we need to do is look, and we will find that connection. Nature asks that you see the evidence of divine energy that is all around you, regardless of the landscape. When nature appears, it may also indicate that you are long overdue for some outside time. Take this as a cue to go for a walk, head out into the park, or go to the beach. New ideas and inspiration will come through connecting with nature. This is such a perfect, every single time. I don't know how it happens, but it just always somehow seems to fit with the reading. You guys, this is so cool because this whole reading, we've been talking about you connecting with yourself and that you are surrounded by abundance even when you don't recognize that you are. And that's what this is trying to tell you, is that even if it seems like you're in a city where nature is far away, in actuality, it's still all around you. You just have to notice it. So take some time, Divine Feminine. Whenever you notice these negative thought patterns, the negative energies, flip it over and know that there is a side that you're just not looking at. And where your attention goes, your energy flows. So if you want to create something different than what you're experiencing right now, thank the moment for teaching you what you don't want and flip the coin over and create what you do. It's all within your power, Divine Feminine, because you are that creator. I love you guys. Thank you so much for being with me today. I will see you guys tomorrow. And I'm sending you my love and my blessings. Take care. Bye-bye.